Knock, knock. This thing still work. Been a while in the Mercedes updates, but as you can see down here on the floor, got a little bit of updates. Let me show you what's going on. As you guys saw in the last update, got the engine mounts welded into the cradle there and a transmission cross member made. And I started going through wires. So far, that's a little bit of what I got out of there. I did throw some more away, but that's what I got. Most of that is from ABS, engine harness, traction control, and cruise control that go into the firewall to those computers. I'm not going to be running any of that stuff. I'm going to try and simple this project up a little bit. And next step would be, I think I'm going to be keeping this condenser for the Mercedes air conditioning. I'm going to try and get a new one, but I will be keeping that just so I know size-wise what I'm working with there. And I need to get a radiator ordered. Still going through those, trying to figure out what exactly I want to work, because the one I used in this car is for a 60s LS Swap Nova, and they got super expensive. So I'm going to try and find, I don't want to cheap out, but I don't need to pay that much for a radiator and fan combo when I have everything else to pay for on this car yet. With that being said, I believe I mentioned the goal was on top of the LS, a LSA or Hellcat supercharger. Now, with where the engine sits with the steering rack and the hood clearance, I think we are ultimately going to have to go with the LSA supercharger, being it's about 2 inches smaller. So if anybody out there has one or knows of one at a decent price, hit me up. I'd be about ready to snag one of those so I can start mocking everything up and the auxiliary cooling for that, and making sure I am good on hood clearance. Other than that, we are tomorrow and this weekend gonna get back on, got my welding tank filled up. We're gonna get back on shaving all these holes that are unnecessary, as well as some of these big ones that I'm no longer gonna need. We're gonna fill them in. And then these Mercedes cars had these big ugly grommets for wiring harness and brake lines to pass through in this area. So I'm considering plating this whole area off, because the seal goes across here, and then just putting a regular inch and a half hole in here with a regular grommet that these can pass through. It would just clean that area up. I'm not trying to get wild here with shaving the engine bay and cleaning everything up, but I do want to smooth some things out and tuck the wires a bit, just for that more clean OEM plus look. Yeah, so still working on the Mercedes project. Just wanted to get you a little update, show you where we're at. We're still moving along. We're going to continue going through the wire harness, sorting that stuff out, and getting parts ordered so we can keep moving, because summer is flying by. So stay tuned.